in emphasis. I'm like the EMP, I'm sick of this. Taking shit down from the top to the bottom. It's dread, that's why I take a shot, but check out them. Leave you falling like the leaves in the autumn. Keep it 100 wolf, taking up a bottle, blood music in the bitch. You know it when you spot them.
No, we don't want no trouble, but we'll bring the drama to your front door. These niggas wanna rumble, steady yelling and screaming that they want more. No, we don't want no. Before you know it, man, we at your front door. No, we don't want no trouble, but we'll bring the drama to your front door. These niggas wanna rumble, steady yelling and screaming that they want more. No, we don't want no. Before you know it, man, we at your front door.
All right. What's going on, guys?
Yes,
welcome
sir.
to the Questions Podcast.
Okay.
I am inside with your host,
Is that my quest?
with your co-host,
Bambino the Great.
and we are
The Questions
Podcast. We located at.
the legendary.
Royal Lane Studios.
What's up? Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, we got a real special one today, man.
Ooh-wee.
We've got a guest in the building, a very special guest
Very
that's going to
special,
share
very
her
special.
story. That's how you know we hitting this show off a little different. We're going
different.
straight
Straight into it.
into the special guest. Now,
into it.
what we're going to do, we're going to allow her to introduce herself first. Tell us where you're from, what you're doing, and then we're going to give a little backstory on how we met and how we got to this point. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. This is going to be
Yes,
awesome.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. So tell us who you are and what you do.
All right, my name is Sheila Arnold, and I moved here from Indianapolis, Indiana, to Dallas, Texas. And I have an amazing event coming up, Cornerstone City Mission, that was founded in Indianapolis, Indiana.
When is that event coming up?
That event will be August the 6th, and it's a story behind that because that's my deceased sister's birthday.
Tell us a
Real
little bit more
story
about
behind
that.
that. Real story behind that.
The real story, the real deal is in Indiana, my sister, she was murdered by her husband. She was stabbed 17 times.
Domestic
In
violence.
domestic violence.
It's a real
yes.
problem.
It is. And she left behind 6 children. And I had 2 children of my own. So I raised 8 of the children.
Oh, wow.
We had a very, very long
Strong.
journey. Yes. Yeah,
Strong.
they
It
were
takes a
all
lot.
traumatized. Yes.
See, it takes one thing to raise that many kids, just like that's your kids, but kids that are traumatized, it takes a whole different type of person to raise that type.
And you know that you're that's true because the night it happened about 11 o'clock at night, and when me and my son we got there, my sister she was on the ground and the kids were running everywhere. But I thought about my sister. My sister was gone. It was traumatizing. And then after a moment, you know, I'm a spiritual woman. It's like God says, Sheila, get the kids, get the kids. And then they were running around, and it's like, I got to be a mother. I got to get these kids. So I got the kids, and they put us in a house, and
And that's
I
hard
took 'em
'cause
home.
at the time, doing it like that, like you don't have time to grieve.
exactly,
You gotta go straight
exactly, because they were small. My sister, she's been gone since 1995.
to rest in peace.
Yes, yes. And her youngest is 33.
Wow.
And you took on that moment, right? You
Yes.
what there's not listen, man. To all the young women out there,
Come on now.
Yes.
tap in right now.
Facts.
Because what we're finna hear right now is might change your life. Men
Story
too.
time. Story time.
Because there's a story that we're gonna share today and what got you on this journey.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And we want to make sure we push this out to the people. If you've ever been through something in your life, right, and you've ever gotten told no, turned down, they trying to bury your story, you need to bring it here.
Questions podcast.
Questions
We're gonna
podcast.
get it out there.
Today is your day to be great.
We'll listen to
Today
you.
we're here to listen to you.
We'll listen to you.
So can you share your story before these gentlemen start asking you questions and picking that beautiful brain of yours?
Yes.
man.
Yes.
Because you're the
yes.
key. You're the answer for this new culture.
And you know, I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor, and that's what I'm here for. I've been struggling right now. I'm coming out because I had the death of my son that was murdered in prison. But before that, after the death of my sister, and I took her 6 kids in and I raised 2, my son that was killed in prison, he felt that he didn't have a home. Now, this was my first time around, and I understand that a lot of mothers, a lot of people are going through tragedies today, and they're wondering how to get through. Well, I got through with God's help. And I didn't have a whole lot of help, but I had faith. I wanted to quit. I don't know, some of y'all want to quit. Some of you want to give up. Some of you probably feel like there's no family there, but your faith will carry you through. And
if some of
you
them would
wake
just
up.
tap into that
Exactly.
and believe on that faith, they would really see the difference in it.
Exactly. If you wake up, God wakes you up, that means
There it
get
is.
up. Let's go. It's time to go.
They won't.
And do the best
Time
that
is
you
now.
can do. You know, because he's brought me a mighty long way. I raised 8 kids. I have 23 grandkids. And I'm a great-grandmother.
Flex on her.
And I have a great-grandmother. And in the midst of that, I lost my mom. I lost my 2 grandchildren. And I told you about my son and my dad. So I just want y'all to know, that you can make it. You can come through this. And if there's anybody, sometimes it's somebody on the outside that's going to help you. Whatever God he brings through to help you, that's who you need to latch on to. Because you cannot just sit around and feel sorry for yourself and cry your tears because a family member, someone is not there for you. God is for you. Just allow those outside people to come in and
See, and
and
that's the
help
problem
you.
when they get that blessing. I'm sending them to you. Some people don't notice that and they just turn it away. Like, no, I can't even do that. And then you miss your blessing. You miss your opportunity.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it will, I'm not going to lie to you, it was not easy. It was not easy. And on the flip side of that, God gave me an outlet. I'm a skater. I love to roll. So when I went to the skating rink, and you gotta have a stress reliever. You gotta have something where you can get away from for yourself. You need to take that time away. When I was at the skating rink, it was like I didn't have any kids.
Yeah.
I just let it all out. I was just rolling.
And
I
hit
rolled
that
all
track.
that stress out. And when I came back, I went back in. And my mission, my nonprofit is called Cornerstone City Mission, and it's not mine. It's for a city. It was for Indianapolis, Indiana, and now it's for Dallas. And it's Cornerstone because every home that God put me and those 8 kids in, it was on the corner. So I not only raised 8 children, I raised the neighborhood. So it's like you have a calling on your life and you got a purpose. Even though the struggles come with it, you still have a purpose. You were born for a reason. And it's not the same for everyone. This was mine, so I could be here right today to talk to you. And Cornerstone, children ran away from home. They came to my house. They slipped through the back windows, came through the front door. They came and ate the pot of chili. Miss Sheila, I need a hug. I need you to talk to my mama. She's on drugs and all of that. And I was the one. I was the go-to person. Everybody has a calling. Everybody's got a gift, and that's what Cornerstone City Mission is about, a gift and a talent. And I'm going to take it a little bit further because some of y'all mothers out there and fathers, you were chosen, and you don't want to accept your mission on this earth. And I know about that because I had to. It took me time to accept mine. But you were born with a purpose. And then on the flip side of that, Cornerstone City Mission, we want to bring out the gifts and talents in each and every last one of you. I am also a spiritual life coach. Yeah, you're born with a purpose.
And
a
depending on what
reason.
lifestyle you come from, like they might just be buried down there because of the abuse and the neglect and all the stuff that they've been through. Like they don't want to come out to be the person that they.
Absolutely, and with that said, all of my kids, they had a gift and talent. My boys, I let them set up their music. Yeah, the music in the living room, let them set up. They rapped, they did their songs, and then I had another son. He was an airbrush artist, and he would airbrush in the living room, and he got so good that people would come. See, everybody's not born with a silver spoon in their mouth, but you are born with a gift from God,
Facts.
And exactly. And, on the flip side of that, I want to say that a lot of things that I discovered, like I said, there were some struggles in there because I didn't have all of the resources to pour into my children. I didn't have a lot of money, and you know what? Sometimes
The struggle was
city,
real.
It's real. It's real. My daughter, she wanted a saxophone. A lady, she rented the saxophone, but we couldn't keep it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and that's why Cornerstone is so important, because my children, all of them went through trauma. But if you can get into your gift and your talent and find out what that is, it'll pull you through. It will pull you through.
And away from it.
And away from
Yeah.
it. But you got to have resources. You have to have someone to help cultivate that.
Because
You know.
especially coming from trauma, not having resources, you already feel like
Everything
ain't nobody,
against you.
everybody's against me. There's nothing out there for me. There's nobody willing to help me. What am I supposed to do with nothing?
Absolutely.
Having them resources,
Absolutely.
it's a whole different.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that was one thing that God says, that it's like, you know, that we're kind of lacking in, you know, and I'm going to say especially in the black community. You know, I mean, reading, writing, and arithmetic is fine, but what about life skills?
Yeah.
You know, and there are a lot of people, a lot of kids out here to go to college. They dropped out of college because guess what? That wasn't their gift or their talent, and they discovered it later on. But later on, they're deep in debt. Deep in
And
debt.
nowadays, at 2023, life skills can bring a whole new meaning.
Change your
Absolutely.
With
life.
have
Absolutely.
with what's going on and just
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
you
that's
know-
why entrepreneurship is very
Yeah.
important.
But there's something that we don't want to skip over this. We was talking off camera earlier. And talking about a few things off camera, right? It's something that she does daily that a lot of Americans and people do, driving a Lyft, right? But she
Yes.
does something very special in her Lyft. So what you said, over 9,000 people that probably don't ride with you so far?
Yes, I have
Okay.
over 9,000 rides.
Right?
Yeah, that's a lot
Okay.
of rides.
Now, out of
Queen,
all the
Lyft queen.
conversations you done had, right?
Yes.
Give us maybe a little taste of maybe someone that you have touched that's gotten your
Well,
lift.
First off, one person comes to my mind. This young man, he was going to his warehouse job. He's like, boy, this job is breaking my back. I'm sick and tired of it. It's hurting
that
me.
sound
It's hurting
familiar?
me. It's hurting
Sounds
me.
familiar.
So when that door opens, I'm like, well, okay, do you know your gift, your talent, your calling? What is it you like to do? He's like, I like to deal with numbers. I said, well, you know what you need to do? You need to start your own business. You need to start your own business. And this guy, he's like, he said, you know what, you're right. You're right. I said, because you can get yourself paid through your own gift and your talent. I said, you don't have to go to college for it. Just use what you already
Yeah,
have,
what you have and
and,
what you
and be
know.
a consultant and start that. And another guy, he was an accountant. And he said he was tired of working for other people. He said, you know, I'm just sick and I'm just tired. I said, you know
Yeah.
what? It's time for you to start your own business.
Sound familiar?
So that's what I do. When they get in the car, different people, I talk to them about their gifts and talents, a lot of young ladies. And the thing about it is so hard for them to find resources. And that's what Cornerstone wants to do. We want to bridge the gap. We
Right.
want to bridge that gap because not everybody is up here. A lot of people are down here, you know,
Most of
middle
them.
class
Yeah.
to poor, yeah.
Most of them are
But
down
they
there.
have so many gifts and talents, and they are in the struggle. But they need somebody to talk with them. They need somebody to lead
Somebody
them
who
in a
can
good,
open a
right
couple
direction.
doors for them, yeah, and help them out.
Exactly. Exactly.
Having an idea and no way to make it happen.
Oh,
Like,
I mean,
at
you
the end of the
lose
day,
hope.
somebody's gonna just be like, you know what, I'm done with that. I'm not even
Exactly.
gonna do it no more because I ain't got the
Exactly.
resources
Exactly.
to do it. So what's the point?
Exactly. You lose hope.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, I was telling another person that there was this young man. I asked him, I said, what's your gift? What's your talent? Because he was selling cell phones.
Oh, this is a good
And
one.
yeah, he was selling cell phones.
You know that one.
Because I also do street work. Just walk up to young people and talk to them. And see, that's something that needs to be done, you know. Everybody ain't in the church. Everybody, you know, and sometimes a stranger can get to you quicker than a family member. So I
Somebody
say,
else.
young man,
Hello.
what's your gift and your talent? You out here selling cell phones. He said, ma'am, I don't have one. I don't know what it is. And most people don't. most people don't even get talked to about their gift or talent, what it is you're on this earth to do. So I said, okay, come on now, think about it. What is it that you really like to do? What is your passion? You know, or what is it that people tell you you're good about? And then, you know, I had to stand there and work with them for a minute, and the Holy Spirit kicked in.
Because they've never really been asked that question before.
Exactly. So I got help from the Holy Spirit, and he came in, and the young man said, wait a minute, ma'am. Let me show you something in my phone. You know what he did? He showed me many dishes that he cooked in his phone. Guess what?
He's cook.
He is a cook. He's a
cook.
chef. That's what he
And
likes.
didn't even know that about
And
himself
didn't even
until
know
you brought it out of him.
Exactly.
Sometimes that's what it takes.
Exactly.
Sometimes that's what it takes.
Exactly.
Sometimes that's what it takes.
Yes.
Because you
Yeah.
got a lot of them growing up being told you ain't gonna be nothing. Because I grew up that way.
exactly.
My grandparents my grandfather used, you ain't gonna be nothing. We used to pass the juvenile detention center all the time. You gonna end up right there. You know?
Yes,
So
absolutely,
being told that
absolutely.
your whole life growing up, you start to
Absolutely.
think like, I don't even have an option. So I'm gonna be what they tell me I am.
Man.
And
Right,
you know,
absolutely.
that's it.
But you know that goes back generational.
Yeah.
You know, it goes back
Oh, you going
generational.
somewhere
You know,
now.
yeah, where our parents, you know, in the fields and working the land, and you know, we you know, a lot of us didn't really have a lot on entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
especially in the black community. That's a language that was not always talked about. Now, granted,
And if it
well,
was talked about, then nobody want to hear it.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Because, you know, we were busy hustling and trying to feed families and things like that. You know, it wasn't about a lot stocks and bonds
just trying
and
to make a
shares
way.
and,
Yeah, yeah.
and things
Trying to
like
make a
that.
way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, one thing that I do like, since been having a conversation, you said something earlier when you sat over there, right? You said you're not turning anybody away, no matter their background, no matter what they got going, or
Yes,
nothing like that. Because
absolutely.
why is that? Why is that? Why would you not turn away someone that may not agree with what you're doing, may not understand what you're doing, may be so mad at the world because they've been burnt over and over and over, and they're so
Continuously.
tired? How do you get to that person that's so tired of not having, not being able to give,
Questions.
not having the,
Questions.
quest,
That's the question.
Not being able to,
being able to what?
Overcome.
well, you know, like I said earlier about your faith, you know, you gotta.
I feel
gotta
it.
know
I feel
it's
it
gonna
coming.
be all right.
I feel it coming.
I mean, I'm just saying, you know, you gotta surrender. You gotta surrender all that you have, and you gotta, when you wake up every day, you just gotta be encouraged from the inside out. You know,
Inside.
from the
You
inside out,
ask why my name?
from the inside out,
You gotta start it
Inside.
from inside.
from the inside
We
out.
can give
you know,
it to
yes,
everybody. We can give praise to everybody.
Yes.
Right?
yes.
But if
yes,
you don't give it to
absolutely.
who?
Absolutely, yourself. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself when nobody else can love you. You know.
And before we go a little further, Blunt Brothers, I want to say our shout out to you, brothers, to sit down and have this, right?
No, facts. Shout out
Yeah,
to her
appreciate
coming.
y'all.
and
You know what I
sharing
mean?
that
And
story,
really
man.
having you rock
Yes.
with us, right?
Yeah,
and
sharing
we're
that
not going to
story
miss
with
out,
us.
because the way this happened, right? Big shout out to No Good. Shout out to No Good
No
Music
Good.
Entertainment. Shout out to y'all, right?
See, Nate.
Universe works in a crazy way.
Come on now.
Hey, but
Rory the Barber. You listening to this, bro? I know you
Rory.
are.
Shout out to Rory.
Hey, Rory the Barber. All right? Brother, you know how I am. I ain't
Shout
going
out
to
to
answer this
Zeke.
phone unless it is value behind it.
Yeah.
Brother, you sent me one. I appreciate this. Because she about
out
it.
to Rory.
I said, hey, we got a show tonight. You about pulling up?
It took no time.
Right.
You
right,
here.
Right,
It took no
right,
time.
Right.
Come on now.
We can
It's a
call it
blessing.
faith, taking a jump. When you
Yes,
got purpose,
Yes. Yes.
you finna
yes.
get to it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's all
Absolutely.
placement. Everything happens when it's supposed to happen.
Yeah,
It's the
everything
How
happens
it's
for a
quest.
reason.
It's all, you know.
Yes, yes, because I stepped out on faith. You know, like I said, I lost my son. I was on my way to the prison in Indiana. Okay, they didn't know I was coming. Okay, and it was like take a friend to see their loved one. So on my way there, their loved one called my phone and said that my son had just died. I got to the prison and I seen my son before his body even left the prison. His body in a body bag. God gave
which
me
most mother and fathers won't get to see when they're
exactly.
with their
that
child being in
doesn't.
prison.
No, it doesn't happen. That doesn't.
Wow.
And see, and it just goes back to another purpose. God allowed that to happen for a
Exactly.
reason. You know, the story of my sister, the story of my son, and that's, you know, in meeting you guys, Roy, you know, you guys are here, and that's why I want to be an example and show you how to overcome just what's going on today in your life, you know, through your gifts, your talent, and your calling, because everybody has that in them. And I want to put on my shows. I want to find out who you are and where you are, and I need all the support that I can get. This is not something that I can do on my own.
Alone,
you
at
know?
all, at all.
Hello.
No.
Royal Lane Studio.
Yeah,
Shout out to
let's
legendary
go.
Royal Lane
Let's
Exactly.
Studio.
Run that shit up.
Royal Lane's legendary.
You know, we all in this thing together. We're all in this thing together. And you know, like our young people, and y'all know right today, it's a lot of shootings, killings, and you know, I mean, when you have idle time, and the devil, he'll work with that. But see, with Cornerstone City Mission, if we can get out there, bring people in with whatever they have, like you said, whatever gift, whatever talent you have, come on in. Let's see what you got. We want to find a place for you because we want you to live. We want you to live. And you can be 5 years old and set the tables, or you can be 80 years old and sit at the door and collect money.
There's a place.
It's
We got
Cornerstone.
something
It's
for
a
you.
place
There's a place
for
for you.
everyone. It's a
Yeah.
place for everyone.
That's
So,
lovely.
so what we want to do right now,
That's
right?
lovely.
And if this is cool with the Blunt Brothers, all
Come on
right?
now. Let's do it.
All right. We want to let these people know where they can find you at again, right? Give them your name again, Miss Sheila. Y'all call her Miss Sheila, the miracle maker. All right.
Yes, it's Sheila Arnold. Cornerstone City Mission is the website. Cornerstone City Mission, inc.org. And my phone number is 317-737-0151.
If you guys can help out in any way, if you have
Come on now.
kids, a neighborhood of them, they running around, bring them to Miss Sheila.
Yes,
She
yes,
gonna
please.
get that act
Babies.
right. You know what I
Yes,
mean? Level
yes,
them up.
please.
Yeah.
So we want to take it, you know, I keep hearing you saying spiritual. But you know what's so funny? It takes for you to do,
Yeah.
Yes,
right?
yes.
I'm going, you know, I
Yes.
told you before you came on the show, I'm not giving it no other way. I'm giving it to you straight.
Straight.
Yes.
I'm going to make you
straightforward, all
walk
facts.
as if
Yes.
you are what you are,
Yeah.
okay?
Yes.
We honor you.
Come on now.
Yes. and
I don't
thank
need
you
to
for that.
know you to love you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's why you here.
There need to be
And
more
that's
out there
it,
like
and
you.
that's it. That's it. It's all about love. It's all about love. Loving yourself, loving the kids. I don't care from 5 to 55. It's that's it. You know, and everybody needs that because, like you said, you know, you'll lose hope.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't have that. And we
Yeah.
need to reach out even more so now to
Man.
one
Yeah.
another.
Because they don't have that coming. A lot of them don't have it coming from their own father and mother. The
Absolutely,
hope.
absolutely.
It's turning them down.
But we can definitely
Change all
bridge.
that.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
change that. We can bridge the gaps. Find out what is your God-given talent. What were you born with? Not what somebody gonna tell you who you are, but it needs to be discovered. And young mothers that you are raising your children, you got to pay attention to them. They might be singing or they might be acting up, you
Yeah.
know, but they might be a
gotta sing,
comedian.
you gotta
You never know. You know, put a
Facts.
mic in their hand.
Facts.
Hey.
You
gotta
just
see it
never
in 'em,
know.
man.
You know.
And let them be themselves. Don't just be like, be quiet, shut up. be quiet."
Exactly,
No, let them be
exactly. Yeah,
them.
don't-
Let them do
yes.
them.
Exactly. Don't
Enjoy
do
that. Enjoy
Don't
that
do
because
that.
they grow up way too fast.
Yes.
They grow
Yeah,
up way
you might
too
have
fast,
a lawyer
and then
there.
when it's
you
gone,
know,
it's gone.
want to talk back all the time.
Oh yeah,
Right.
doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
So before we let you go off this space, okay? Give us one gem that you want to leave the people. It could be a quote, it could be whatever on your heart to give to the people that's watching before you get up and go. Let us have that. Give me a quote that these children are watching, these parents are watching, those that may have problems that are too scared to face them, because you hear you doing it. Give it to them. Right in that camera, right over there.
Okay. What comes to my